Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about The Hidden Oracle, the first book in Rick Riordan's new series, The Trials of Apollo. Before I get started, this discussion is going to be full of spoilers, so if you have not read this book or the Percy Jackson series or the Heroes of Olympus series, please do not watch this discussion video. I also highly recommend, if you have not read the Percy Jackson series or the Heroes of Olympus series, you read those series before you read the Trials of Apollo series, because there are mild spoilers for both those series in this book. As first books go, I think this is my favorite. I love The Lightning Thief and The Lost Hero, but this one just blew my mind, and I loved it so much. I have a spoiler-free review up for this book, so if you have not read it, I will leave a link to that video in the description box below. I'm ready to jump into the spoiler section of this discussion. If you have not read the book, please don't continue watching unless you don't mind being spoiled. To start things off, I want to talk about how funny this book was. I laughed so many times, more than I did in the Percy Jackson series or the Heroes of Olympus series put together. If I wasn't laughing at the haikus, I was laughing at Apollo's dialogue. Because Apollo's telling this story and he's completely breaking the fourth wall at some points, and at other points, he's just talking about how great and glorious he was as a god, even though now he's immortal and he's really nothing. The only really things he keeps from his godly powers is he's okay at archery and he can sing and play instruments. Otherwise, he's just a normal mortal. I do like how towards the end of the book you can tell how Apollo's developed and he seems to respect mortals more, or at least demigods. I can't wait to see how he develops in the following books, because with everything that's going on with Meg, I think that he's really going to have to step up to the plate. I also like how he's bisexual and he sees his son Will with Nico and he really has no problem with this, and he wonders why everyone else has a problem with it. It's like completely normal to him and all the other gods. And we have a couple of cute moments between Will and Nico that just I may have squealed, but it's okay, no one was around to hear it. But they're a confirmed couple! How could I not squeal to that? Nico, we need to have another talk about your people skills. Hey, I'm just stating the obvious. If this is Apollo and he dies, we're all in trouble. I apologize for my boyfriend. Could you not? Would you prefer a special guy or significant other? Significant annoyance in your case. One of my other favorite moments is when Apollo is asking Nico why he's not sitting at the Hades table, but he's sitting with them at the Apollo table. If I sit alone at my table, strange things happen. Cracks open in the floor, zombies crawl out and start roaming around. It's a mood disorder. I can't control it. That's what I told Chiron. Is it true? I have enough for my doctor. I'm his doctor. It's just so freaking cute. Especially when considering that Nico is an introvert and Will is an extrovert. But that is just adorable, and I love them so much, and I'm glad that it was confirmed that they were a couple. And I have to say that I'm kind of disappointed that in the end it won't be them going on the quest with Apollo. I'll get over it, maybe. Then we have another topic that Rick Riordan brought into the book with Meg's psychological abuse. This is very deep-seated abuse because it started when Meg was like very little, and Meg is only 12 years old and she hasn't really been out in the world very much and interacted with a bunch of other people. So it's going to be interesting how that's all going to play out. Something else that I really loved about this book is that we get to hear about all of our favorite characters from the Percy Jackson series and the Heroes of Olympus series, and we get to see what they've been doing for the last 6 months after the war. And isn't it funny how 6 months after each main event, something ginormous has to happen to royally screw up their lives. There was 6 months between the Percy Jackson series and the Heroes of Olympus series, and then the Heroes of Olympus series left off, and then 6 months later we had the Trials of Apollo. It's like, can we just get a year of peace and quiet? Nope, not when you're a demigod. Something else that was really unique about this book was the fact that it's the first Rick Riordan book that's told completely at the camp. Percy gets sick and has to leave them a little ways away from camp. Once they get there and Apollo is healed the best of Will's ability, Meg gets claimed by Demeter. Now, if you didn't already know that Meg was the daughter of Demeter, you missed a lot of hints. It's pretty blatantly obvious that she was Demeter's daughter. And can I say that there were so many hints that there was something wrong with the fact that Meg knew how to defend herself and was pretty much plain dumb at knowing how to use her powers. But even with all that, I didn't think she was going to be the one who betrayed Apollo in the camp. It made me so upset, and I felt so bad for Apollo because he couldn't even be angry at her. He was hurt so much that she betrayed him. I also felt really bad because it's really obvious that Meg is being manipulated, and even though she was terrified of Nero, which who wouldn't be after what that guy's done in history, she still tries to protect the grove from being caught on fire, and she still feels bad about everything that's going on, but she doesn't really know any better. So I thought Rick really gave Meg an interesting backstory, and I can't wait to learn more about her. And when you think about it, Meg and Apollo have been through a lot in a short amount of days. I mean, they get attacked by plague spirits. And then they have the whole forest adventures where they get to talk to a geyser god, which is just weird. Then they get attacked by giant ants. And Apollo, I'm very surprised at Apollo charging into the anthill to save Meg, even though he really had nothing to defend himself. And I love how he rapped to the queen ant, and it seems like she adopted him into her little family, and it was kind of cute. Although it was very odd for Apollo to be calling a giant ant mama. But oh well, whatever gets you not eaten by giant ants, right? Then after Meg is claimed by Demeter, they have the three-legged death race, where Apollo and Meg and a bunch of other campers go into the labyrinth, and they have to get through a bunch of obstacles to collect 3 golden apples. And this is very, very dangerous. I mean, one boy had actually already lost both arms, and he had to have them reattached. And in this one, he lost his leg. It's like, why do this? But what makes it hilarious is the fact that all of these traps had been designed by an 8-year-old named Harley, Leo's brother. It just makes me worry for that child's future. Once Apollo gets into the grove and him and Meg hang the wind chimes, he gets a limerick prophecy, which I don't understand why that would make it more deadly than a normal prophecy, but it certainly sounded scarier than the prophecies we've had up to this point. But he really has no time to dwell on this prophecy because they have to hitch a ride on the Queen Ant to go help Camp Half-Blood survive the fight with the Colossus, which is basically a big nude statue of Apollo. And I love how Apollo is going to enchant a plague into an arrow he got from the Grove of Dodona, and it starts talking to him in a Shakespearean accent and tells him there is no way he is going to be cursed with a plague. So Apollo has to go get some other arrows, and after he enchants one of the other arrows, ends up infecting Austin and Kylo with it. Thank God it was only hay fever. And I found it hilarious how after he infects the Colossus, the statue sneezes his head off. Literally. And after the battle's all over and everybody's healed and everything, Apollo's thinking, I'm gonna go out on my own because I can't bear to put more people in danger, which shows how much he's grown from where he started at the beginning of the book. But no need to fear, because Festus is here, along with Leo and Calypso. And can I just say that I love how Nico orchestrates this line so that everyone can have a turn to hit Leo. So we're having this conversation between Leo, Calypso, and Apollo and Percy about what has been going on so far, and through all of this, Leo's getting hit by everyone that's at camp. I mean, it's good to see you again, Leo, but you deserved every smack you got. And Calypso is mortal now and has no powers whatsoever. I kind of wish she had her powers, but I'm also very, very happy that she's mortal because now her and Leo can, like, grow old together, and it just makes me really, really happy for Leo. Though I am a bit disappointed that it's going to be Calypso and Leo joining Apollo on his quest. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen in The Dark Prophecy, which comes out next May. Till this point, I could just read all the Percy Jackson books straight. I mean, no pause. I read the first 5 Percy Jackson books after the last one came out, and the Heroes of Olympus, I just recently read them. So I've never actually had to wait for a Rick Riordan book to come out. So this is going to be a whole new experience for me. I both like and hate it because I like the anticipation of a new book coming out, but I also hate it because I want to know what happens next. This book got a 5 out of 5 stars all the way. I loved the plot and the characters, and the witty banter between Apollo and Meg. I just love the book so much. Well, those are all my thoughts and feelings on The Hidden Oracle. Choosing a favorite moment out of this book is extremely difficult because, like all of Rick Riordan's books, it was amazing, but there was never a point in this book that I felt lagged. Like in the Heroes of Olympus series, I kind of felt like in some characters' points of view it lagged a bit, you know, Jason, Piper. But in The Hidden Oracle, it's very difficult because I loved everything. So if I had to choose, it's probably going to be the scene between Will and Nico where it's confirmed that they're boyfriends, because it was what I was most anticipating of finding out in the book. You guys should let me know what your favorite moment was, and what do you want most to happen in The Dark Prophecy? Me, I just want more Will and Nico. That's all I want from any Rick Riordan book, is just more of those two. Well, that is it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!